Hi, Mom.
Well, hello.
Happy Wednesday.
Somebody named Linda.
How's everyone this evening?
How is everybody doing? We're doing swell. I had a good day today.
Yeah, because he got to go out to lunch.
I did go out to lunch.
He had a great day.
Any day where I can go out to a nice, fine lunch at Reggio is a great.
Hi, Doug.
That's all I gotta say. Hello. Facebook is indeed go, and YouTube is a go. Hello, we're all here. Gang,
we're all here.
Lighting is remarkably good today. For some reason,
they turned the lights up.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what's kind of dogging us that whole time. But there you go. Sometimes you just need to improve a little. We are. I shouldn't be where I usually am. Where should I be? Should I move?
Whatever. If we look off center, that's life.
Yeah, that's life. We're going to be moving around and stuff like that. There. You notice that the tabla behind us has changed up. So be sure to name check records if you find them interesting and fun, because we do.
We got the St. Patrick's Day display up.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day had to go away for the rest of the year.
February did end.
Hi, Julie. Good to see you.
We do keep it going all month long, including chocolates. So that's a good thing, eh?
He bought more chocolates today, so there is that.
Yeah, I had to go to the dentist. That's what I was up to. I've had
So, of course, he stopped at C's.
Stopped at C's. I know, ironic it seems. I think my dentist would approve. But, actually, our dentist, come to think of it.
Yep.
You know, and all of this is because a few years ago,
oh, no.
This crown starts
Do we need a drink before the story?
Starts giving me trouble. And it's just like, what's going on? And it's just like pain, pain, pain. And, eventually you realize if you put a crown on something where you haven't removed the root,
hi, Jennifer.
It's going to eventually give you trouble. So you think advice to the world, do the root canal before the crown, always. Although I'm telling you, you have to spend another $1,000 on your tooth. So that's not good advice either.
Oh, speaking of spending another $1,000, I think we do need a drink before the story.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go.
Why he needs a replacement crown.
Oh, I've told it before, but if you haven't heard it, it's hilarious in a truly disturbing way.
It's hilarious in an about $1,000 kind of way.
Are you? You have something in mind, I believe.
I do have. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah. See, Eric says, "Are you off center or do you look off center?" I said we were off center.
Well, we kind of tilted it back this way, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
I said we were off center.
Do I need to tilt a little more this way?
I don't know. Do you want to?
Might as well.
All right, fine.
People are gonna be disturbed.
He's gonna fix it.
Fix it.
Oh, C's keeps dentists in their Mercedes. Jennifer says yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's liable to be quite true, isn't it?
Exactly. All right, I think we need... Hi, Alan and Elizabeth. Good to see you. All right. More toward you.
I did put a little more towards me.
How do I say? A little bit more.
More.
You can't tell. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Oh, because I'm looking on YouTube.
You're looking on YouTube.
That's too far.
That's too far. See, I told you.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we're not going to do any more than that. Okay, all right.
Looks like it.
Whew!
Okay.
Got that straightened out. And Eric says, I'm just off. No, it was off. But we fixed it. Okay. Drink time, so we can hear the story of Paul's crown. And I have one in mind. What is everyone drinking? If you are, you don't have to be drinking alcohol, but what are you drinking? I'm curious. Alcohol or not? I haven't named this one yet, but I'm starting with 2 ounces of Reposado tequila, which in my opinion is a good way to start.
Great place to start.
So I'm using Altos, which is also a good one. Let's see. Oh, macaroni and cheese therapy. That sounds good, Eric. Let's see. What's a good pairing with macaroni and cheese?
What is good with mac and cheese? It seems to me that white wine would go with that as a matter of
course. Hi, Jenilyn.
And thus remove. And
thus nice. Nice.
I'm kind of thinking that martini would go with mac and cheese. I don't know why. Interesting.
Mountain Dew. Okay. Blood and Sand. Oh, Vegas AF. Hello. Blood and Sand. That's a good one.
That's a
Jennifer's having lemonade.
Classic from the 20s.
It needs liquor.
It needs booze.
Okay, my as yet unnamed drink has 2 ounces of Reposado tequila. I'm going to do a ½ ounce of Aperol. And a ½ ounce of fresh lemon juice.
That's a good place to be too.
Yep. And
Aperol is a really great flavor to add because it's like an orange liqueur with a very heavy bitter head. It's quite sweet, but it has that bitter, and it's really a derivation of Campari.
Okay, let's see, what have we here?
It has been.
Mac and cheese needs a Bloody Mary. That's a good one, Errol. And hi, Errol. That's a good one.
CPR. This is a fun drink name.
Oh, I like
chink,
that.
Chink, chink, chink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so
revive that drink.
I'm up through the lemon juice.
Yes.
I'm going to use a dropper of Earl Grey Bitters
from
1821 Bitters in Atlanta.
Checked out their products line yet? They've got some fun
available
stuff.
online.
Available for purchase via mail order. So that's how you can get them. The Earl Grey adds a great flavor to a real basic sour like a sidecar. I really like to add that in there.
Wow, it just smells like Earl Grey tea.
And it smells like Earl Grey tea. So you're adding quite a bit of that from just a ½ a dropper.
I'm trying to get the ice from around the...
Rounding about the bubbles.
Bubbles.
As you can
I'm
see,
not done yet, by the way.
Keeping the bubbles cold, of course.
Spoiler alert. It's going to have some bubbles in it. All right. Shake the ice.
That's a good place to be too.
And
to as well.
Strain into a cocktail glass.
White wine, yes.
Oh, white wine, yeah, that'd be good too. Well, you know, you got the cheese. Oh, okay, you got another vote for Bloody Mary. Hello, Gwen. Good to see you. And hi, Pat. Good to see you.
Meatloaf, unless you don't eat meat. Well, you could have
there you go.
What they call wheatloaf. You could have that meatloaf that's basically made out of a lot of wheat berries and things like that.
Beetloaf.
Beetloaf. Meatloaf. I hate meatloaf. I do not hate meatloaf.
You have me a cocktail glass.
Cocktail glass. Yes,
thank you.
You don't say. A chilled cocktail glass will make this taste 73% better. You know what I'm saying?
And, okay, so strain.
Because like a standard meatloaf is good, which way you make it. And a wheat loaf would be just fine.
You need some space because...
Need some space.
You gotta top it with some bubbles. Bartonura.
Oh, the Bartonura.
What is going on? There's something going on outside.
Let me check this out.
Don't. This is like how horror stories start.
Oh, somebody pulling away.
Can't find the...
Slowly.
Oh. What happened to the... Oh, wait, I think I found it. Got it. It's an unfamiliar bottle. I told him to get something classy, so this is what we ended up with. Let's see if we still think it's classy after we try it. Okay. Would you mind?
Don't mind if I do.
Thank you. All right. Hi, Philip. Why so? Hey, Earl. Why so bitter? Hi, Johnny.
Earl.
Good to see you both.
Bitter.
All right. Can you go back to...
I'll be very glad to. Here we go. And back to 2.
Ta-da!
Bang! I love that sound, don't I? Oh, yeah.
Captain Obvious. My sister always says Captain Obvious.
Thanks, right. Captain Obvious.
All right. A splash of Prosecco.
Sometimes Captain Obvious is what you need. Particularly if somebody's not getting it. In that case, you're not really Captain Obvious. You're Captain Big Help, which is a big change from Captain No Help.
Yeah, I also like Captain No Help. Captain No Help. Captain No Help.
Thanks, Captain No Help. That's a good one. You say hi, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
I did not, but hello. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right.
I believe we'll be seeing you before long, as well as Phil and a few other correspondents who have joined us tonight.
Johnny, you going to be there? Who's going to Ohana?
At the lake.
Raise your hand if you'll be at Ohana.
You know, these tickets sold out in record time again. I know it's a little insane. It's a little nutty. It's a limited event. So you've got a cap there that kind of gets filled up pretty quickly. If you were really intending to and you said, shoot, I missed, get on that list. Get on that list. All right,
I named it Happy Spring. I realize it's not spring yet, but when it is spring, that will be...
You will be having this
again.
Yeah, you will. Oh, my.
Thank you.
Just provided a whole bunch of these to a lovely lady in New Orleans. She does fun things with these, by the way.
Friend who does fun things with corks, and we'll send her a bunch.
And I told her that, yeah, we consumed all of the bottles underneath those corks.
I love it.
Oh, I love that look, you know?
I do. Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
Hello. Isn't that a good thing?
Thanks. Hi, Marcy.
So we got gangs all here. Coming on in, coming on in.
You want to help? Don't help.
No.
I love it. Captain No Help, yeah. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Hello. I'm so glad you're off work, because if not, you'd be working past 8. Ah!
Well, where are you?
Unless you're on
no,
the
I think you're Vegas-ish, right?
Oh, you're Vegas-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that you're very, in a very practical sense.
Oh, Jennifer, go save your laptop. CPR.
Oh, yep.
CPR.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of CPR, plug that sucker in.
It was 78 in Tulsa.
Oh, man.
I could use some 78 weather.
I believe in a recent broadcast, there were some relations, some related figures coming from Tulsa that were considerably higher than we were getting, and I thought, good.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good sign. So
I think you need to make something so you can tell the story of your crown.
Story of the pain. All right. Well, I was monkeying
Not the
around.
kind of crown you wear on your head, for those of you just joined us.
Different kind of crown.
Hi, Peter. Good to see you.
You know the gag, you know? So my dentist said, you need a crown. I'm like, yeah,
right?
Killer. So I'm looking around in the Esquire drink book. Great book.
Yeah, Vegas.
Unfortunately, Dust Jacket is long since gone, but one of these days I might find a good Ray Bro. I like to do that. And I found something that's simply calling itself... I'm destroying books. Here we go! Yeah, that was actually really not good for this book.
At least nothing broke.
It's too crowded up there. This is my problem. Oh, wow, that was really bad.
Ooh,
okay.
80s in Vegas. I'm jealous.
That was really freaking bad. Okay, open up, damn it. This is calling itself Jamaica Ginger, which is funny because there is no ginger in it, but there is Jamaica rum, which I don't think I got, did I? Okay, so I'm going to throw in, let's see. This should be cocktail size, and that means, where is this guy? And I'm going to go and
I don't know where that guy is.
I'm going to get some Jamaica rum. That's what
Would you like me to?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
Shot work, please, thanks.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
Well, that's it. I'll ice them in the meantime. Shall I? What do I do?
You know what I did? I brought the whole bottle.
That's a good idea. Just in case you decide a little more. You know what I mean? Okay.
We're out of Karuba.
But out for some time, and we have not had a really good excuse to go south. But maybe what we need to do is fabricate an excuse.
Oh, I'm sure this broadcast will go south. Don't worry.
Well, you know, fun things happen, don't they? Anyway,
all right,
where is my glass? Okay, pour that right in, please. There we go. This actually called for 2/3, 1/3, and I think that's great for making a batch. But if you just want to make one, how much is that? I said a shot. Okay. Shot of rum.
So that's it so far, right?
A third of a shot of grenadine. That would be like a third. 1.5 would be half. Yes.
Yes.
Half ounce. Yeah. Doing the math. Making sure. So we don't do anything stupid.
I'd hate to do something stupid.
Half ounce.
Hi, Kelly. Yeah, Jamaica rum is a good start, isn't it?
Pretty good place to be.
Oh, Gwen says having a snowstorm in Ontario. Oh, jeez.
3 dashes of maraschino liqueur.
That's a great job. That's a great idea, Sherry.
Some people will call that maraschino. Those people are being pedantic.
Yep, that's a great idea. I love it.
There we go. That's about 3 dashes. 3 dashes of curacao.
Wait, so what did you do?
3 dashes.
I've lost track.
Okay, well,
I've got a half ounce grenadine.
After that, 3 dashes maraschino liqueur.
Okay.
3 dashes of curacao.
Okay.
About right. Dash of Angostura is a good place to be. In fact, 2 dashes of Angostura is a good place to be. Why would you put 1 dash of this? 1, 2.
Let's say aromatic bitters.
Aromatic bitters. There are some great aromatics on the market. And if you just don't have access, your supermarket has these all day long.
Is there anything else?
that's all it calls for. Shake, well, strain to glass.
Okay.
I'm going to call that a cocktail
Yep.
glass.
I would.
I would call that a cocktail glass. What I would.
Yeah, it's so hard to type when you're off center. You have a very serious expression on your face there.
We take our
Determined.
We take our barware seriously.
Determined.
Happening. A chilled cocktail glass is an excellent place to be, of course. I know what this cocktail is missing. There's two things it's missing. It doesn't say anything all about, and you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, they made this thing with several sweet things, and it's a sweet rum because it's the Jamaica rum, so it's dark and heavy. And so far, I'm like, this is just going to be too sweet, isn't it?
Let's see.
I will actually try it first to see what's going on. You tell me, and then I will retrieve it from you, and then we'll go from there, shall we?
Actually, it's pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
I like it.
Does it taste anything at all like ginger?
It doesn't taste like ginger, but it's got a little bit of spice, and I actually quite like that.
I'm still adding a dash of the lemon.
I don't know. You know, normally I just don't. Yeah, as a matter of course, normally I would do what he's doing, but I don't know. I really liked that.
Okay.
But it's his drink, so.
Could you hand
me?
Don't hand me anything.
Oh, Lisa's asking if that's a vintage ice crusher. It's actually a reproduction of a vintage ice crusher.
Oh, which one?
This. I assume that's what you mean.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. It's a repro.
Yeah.
But we love it.
But it's awesome. And is awesome. So, once again. All right, that just added a little. I didn't add even a half ounce. I just wanted like sort of a strong dash to counteract the sweetness.
And grenadine, Amy. Yeah, so Amy says rum, maraschino, curacao bitters, and a little bit of grenadine. That was what it called for.
Grenadine. That's your major sweet ingredient in there. It's a good place to be, and it doesn't add any booze to it, which is fine. And I'm also going to, because this really is begging for a twist. And I think,
I forgot a twist. Can you twist
how about you have a twist on that?
Thank you.
There you go. Express a drop of oil on the top of the cocktail, which I'm about to do. I'm also about to express on this one. Boom. And that's going to add... Immediately, you've got this like lemon essence flavor come right up to your nose.
Oh, thank you, Hans. Hans is asking the backstory of our outfits. I bought this one at Ohana a gazillion years ago. We had a friend who was dealing clothes. I don't think he goes anymore. But he was dealing clothes, but he was like dealing them kind of like out of his room.
Oh, yeah.
So he showed up in our room with a whole bunch of dresses, and he's like, here, I thought you'd like these. So it was like room service shopping, which was kind of awesome. So I bought this.
You had this feeling it would fit you like said glove, and it kind of does.
Love it. I think I bought two from him that day.
I think you did.
And then, Paul's I made.
Yes.
And I actually have a dress that matches it. But
we didn't go that direction today, but we might in the future. This is a great one to wear when you're showing up to an event that's not necessarily all tiki-fied.
Yep, Amy.
But deserves a little tropical, because most people won't be in this kind of color, and when they see it, they're like, "Wow!" You know, we've had a number of comments.
That's not even that bright, all things considered.
A number of comments recently
knock this over.
About what we're wearing. Like, you folks are so colorful, and sometimes I think, really, what did I do? You know,
I felt kind of boring today.
I thought it was kind of dull. I just put on what I normally wear, and so you kind of forget that what you're doing actually has a lot of zavu. So there you go. Well, I think that improved things definitely. You don't have to add the lemon. I just wanted to sour it up a little. If I wanted to really make this a sour, I would have had equal amounts or even more of the lemon.
I thought it was great.
And then the lemon peel in there definitely had the lemon peel. So, all
right, so let's hear the story about your crown.
The Jamaican ginger doesn't taste anything at all like Jamaica. I have no idea why they called it that. That actually was a product on the market at one point.
Because it has Jamaican rum in it.
But what's the ginger all about?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're smoking something.
You're talking about the Jamaican part. I'm like, it has Jamaican rum.
Jamaican rum.
Anyway.
Oh. I think the folks who invented this were smoking something, a product that you might be able to get in Jamaica. Anyway, so the story behind the tooth is that I have at some point in time in the past, it was giving me a lot of, no, it wasn't giving me a lot of trouble. I think this is the one that decided to fall apart while I was eating popcorn at Yankee Stadium. So I can blame the Yankees for this one. If you're not a fan, there you go. Now you can go to town on that.
If you're not a fan, there's another thing to blame on the Yankees.
You can also blame that on the Yankees. You know, most people will like blame, Patriots defeats on the Yankees because what else? Yankees suck, right? Now we live in New York.
They're two different sports, but
they're two different sports. So I don't know what's happening in New England except they might be smoking products from Jamaica. So in the meantime, this tooth just falls apart. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a tooth. So we go to the dentist. He like takes the mold, gets the crown, puts it on. Boom, that's there for years. Now, just 2.5 years ago, we're at the Botanical Gardens in Bronx Botanical, was it?
New York Botanical
New York
Gardens.
Botanical Gardens.
In the Bronx. But...
Bronx, comma, New York. And suddenly I'm getting this tingle in this tooth. I'm like, oh, what's that all about? And then within a day, it's like, this is severe pain. And she's driving me to the all-night clinic, and they're diagnosing and saying, well, you probably have an infection. Here's the antibiotics.
Like, here, go take Tylenol.
Go take a bunch of Tylenol.
Thanks for that copay.
And this was literally the Sunday of Thanksgiving week. So I'm like, I have to see if my dentist is even working this week, and then I have to see if there's a specialist who actually has time this week. Both of these things were implausible. But I go to work, call the dentist. Hi, I got a problem. He's like, come on in. He takes a look. He's like, yep, you're infected. So you will need the root canal. So we're going to need to have you see a specialist right now. He takes a look in his book, and he finds a guy who was literally walking distance, and he had the time within an hour. I was like, well, that's unexpected. So I went and saw the man. He took a look. Yeah, okay, boom, boom, boom. And the first thing he does is, of course, remove the crown. And, of course, I'm sitting back like this, and something jiggles, and it goes right down. And he's like, oh. I'm like, can we retrieve that? And he's like, well, you can try. And you don't really retrieve it this direction. So, of course, you're imagining, how in the world do you do that? Well,
no one's imagining.
No one's imagining.
They know.
And believe you folks, what I paid for that crown, I checked, but never found it. So we're finally replacing the crown on this tooth, which disappeared 2.5 years ago. Aye.
Oh, Hans is asking about tiki bar restaurants in Philly and New York. Well, there's still Jade Island in New York.
New York City.
Staten Island.
The one remaining old school joint in New York.
Philly,
one remaining. All the rest are gone.
I don't really know. I know there's...
Philly, Vic used to have... Was it Fisherman or...
That's gone.
Yachtsman, which is...
Gone.
Yachtsman.
Yachtsman, that's gone. That's gone.
Late and Lamented, really, it was a great place.
Yeah.
Very cool place. Gone. And long before all this business. What else is in that vicinity right now? There's some really great bars, like Rittenhouse Square, where you can have, a nice rye cocktail.
Lee's Hawaiian Islander, I think, is still open.
Still open as far as we know. The one remaining New Jersey joint. That's it. I tell you, you're down to one per state. Not that there aren't other places in New Jersey, not that there are other places in New York State and New York City. New York State, of course, has Fuchsia. Excellent.
Yeah, that's true.
New Pulse. That is
which is just
great
north of us. So if you're going to Fuchsia, let us know. That place is great.
So I mean, if you're planning a trip to Philly, we're going to have to dig around to find out what in the world is kicking around.
We know people. We can find out. We can find out.
But if you're from Philly and you're thinking, well, what about the generalized area? Well, take a road trip, and you don't have to go too far. And you'll find some great places.
Lisa.
Sad.
I know there are some great bars in New York City that aren't necessarily tiki bars, but they're definitely they have the drinks that you're looking for. There is Zombie Hut. I'm positive Zombie Hut's still open. I'm going to check.
Zombie Hut Brooklyn.
I'm going to check, make sure Zombie Hut is still open.
They are from that wave that happened at this point 20 years ago, which also includes Otto's, still there. Otto's, of course, is a rock and roll bar that happens to have tiki.
Zombie Hut is still open.
Yep.
That's in Carroll Gardens.
Yep.
And
they have some fun drinks and games.
There's Otto's. Otto's is really kind of a punk rock bar.
There's a punk rock bar.
But we love them. They've been very good to us.
They've been very good to us.
Love Otto's.
They actually have an excellent dark and stormy. And they have a signature drink and mug, so that's to be dated. And they have a photo booth.
Oh, no. And
they have poetry readings. And they have music in the back. So there's that. Who else is in city right now still is someone that was in the 20s that was Very tropical, not very tiki, but had some good drinks. I just saw
20s?
Hurricane Club. I'm not sure.
Is that still there? I don't.
Not. Let's check them out.
I don't think that's still there.
Doing a rundown on the bars, but we've seen this for over 10 years now, and some come, some go, and some is just kind of unfortunate.
Closed.
Okay, too bad. They were pretty good. I mean, I thought that their drinks
was fun.
Drinks were
nice
spot
place,
on. The atmosphere was really great. Also closed is the lamented East Village. I can see their card, but I can't figure out.
All right, I'm checking on another one. Oh, that's closed too.
Reunion is closed. Okay.
I was checking on one that I was gonna warn you was very bro.
Pretty bro bar.
Like that was super bro.
Doesn't matter, it's gone. And what about in the hotel? That's right near Port Authority.
Polynesian.
Polynesian.
Is it still there?
Was pretty well financed, so I got to imagine, and they're in a hotel.
Let's see.
Got to imagine they're still kicking.
Permanently closed.
Permanently closed. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Everything we name is just dead in the water.
Glad we got the Polynesian a few times.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad too. Glad I got some field collecting out of the Polynesian, and when we did, yowza. So I don't need to go out around mentioning that Trader Vic's is long gone because you knew that. But hell.
Fuchsia is still open, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
They're open on Thursday.
Main Street, New Paltz.
Yep.
I believe they are still in their old location.
Hi, Leslie. Great to see you.
Hey, we've missed you too.
Hi, Marty.
Hello. I believe.
Oh, yeah. We love Beauty Bar. Beauty Bar rocks. Yeah, that's a good one. Explorers Bar. I'm sure there is, Amy. We haven't.
It should be.
We both used to live in Brooklyn, and I think I've been to Brooklyn like once in the last 10 years.
When we lived in Brooklyn, there were no tiki bars.
Oh, Marty just DJ'd at Otto's.
Hey, get weird, folks.
Yeah, I love Otto's. I love Beauty Bar.
Something weird.
Otto's has been really good to us. So.
It's a fun place. It really is. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I just want to have a few beers, they have excellent beer on tap. They have no food.
Oh,
just bacon.
Okay, Hans. Yeah,
we're
over for a trip to Philly.
Have not been
for Tiki, Elizabeth. Yeah, I know.
To the City of Brotherly.
It's a good resource.
Love since I believe 2018 when we were picking up our record, which you own, of course, right? You do? You don't? Let us know. We actually met a friend and had a few drinks and some food and picked up our records, as a matter of fact. And so that because they were pressed in Virginia, so we kind of met up somebody halfway.
Pittsburgh, by far the best place in Pittsburgh is Hidden Harbor.
Yeah. Cool
Hidden
place.
Harbor rocks.
There's a cool place, and Lucky's place is it's this real hole in the wall vibe.
Does he still work there?
I don't know.
I don't know if he still works there. Actually.
It looked like a lot of nothing, but the drinks were just spot on. That's the thing. It was
Errol. Hopefully more bars when things get back to normal. Hopefully more will pop up. Well, New York lost a bunch. There was a while where we had a whole bunch, and we just lost so many of them.
It was attrition. Yeah. There are still some places that are just classic.
Tiki Paka says, that's why we have home bars. Amen.
Because. And your home bars have a mug that says Otto Shrunkenhead and all the places that close.
Lisa says you guys should open a tiki bar.
Well, we're not restaurateurs, but we could give some people good ideas.
I don't think I have the temperament to be a bar owner.
Yeah, oh man. I gotta tell you.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm going to do with my drag? Because I'm going to kind of love
You're also Lisa got me started on the tiki scene. I love it.
I'm going to throw some bubbles on top of that.
Do it.
There we go. Just a splash. I don't want to completely dilute the drink, but I thought bubbles would not hurt. And nope, they don't. So there you go. There's the thing about a great sour is that if you're saying to yourself, it's kind of small, I'd like to stretch that a little, throw some bubbles on top of it.
Oh!
Works just great.
Marty says Otto's actually teamed up with the Chinese restaurant over COVID and now has a menu. That makes total sense because they had to have food.
Well, isn't that the story of like all of these places? Vic started out that way. You need to have food. What do we do? Okay, so his bar hop is like, well, I know a guy, and his brother-in-law comes over and he makes Chinese food. John the Beachcomber, you need to have food to have the restaurant. So he gets one of the guys to do some Chinese food. That's the whole linkage between Tiki and Chinese food.
They were always really great about letting you bring food in.
Yeah, they were.
Like I remember buying food like from a straight truck and bringing it in, or You could just order a pizza and have it delivered to our back room.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing you would do.
And
it's a rock and roll joint, so that's the kind of thing.
Oh, Peter says the one place I do actually miss is McAnn's at Port Authority.
Oh.
I was never there.
To shame. So one thing that's like interesting enough is that you can go to a place like Flatiron. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're still there. Now that's a classic bar where you would go in and get a Negroni or Manhattan. But ask them about a tropical, and they'll say, "Oh, sure," and then they'll whip up something really great for you. The place, it doesn't look tiki at all. It looks more Nick and Nora. It's in a classic area in a building.
I have something to say, but I just want to interject. Yep. Elizabeth says, tiki bar with a hidden wine cave a la Glendora.
Oh.
I love it.
The wine cave.
Okay.
Yeah, Glendora's.
That's a good idea.
Glendora's.
Yes.
Glendora's wine design.
Eric's asking if Glendora's vacation is helping. Well, she's still there, so I'm going to assume yes.
Couldn't hurt.
Just saying. Yes. Just order before the restaurant closes. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know, Marty.
Well, that's a classic thing to do, and of course, that's the story with Fuchsia. They do not make food on premises, but they are associated with the joint upstairs. So there's a menu, you just order it, and then somebody comes in the back door, and here's your food. Great idea. So that's a fantastic idea. I really appreciate the location right now because it's a real hole in the wall and has a classic bar vibe. But as the owner pointed out when we shot there recently enough, he said, "Yeah, we really have to expand because we're growing past the doors." So they will have a new location.
Down for the count, Fred. You're correct.
Yeah.
Oh, someone should create a rentable tiki bar with bartenders. Yeah, they should.
I'm thinking of the tiki bar truck that shows up at events. Hello, you know?
Well, I'm thinking we have some friends who looked into the tiki barge in Lake George.
Tiki barge.
There's just a barge that will take you out on the lake, and it's got the thatch roof and everything, but it's kind of expensive, and you have to BYOB. So.
I'm bringing all the booze, and it costs that much.
I know, no.
Maybe I'll just run a boat and have somebody drive me around. Yeah, that's the thing.
Exactly.
What the hell? Yeah, you can't drink on a boat. That's called fishing.
Oh, Fred, so. yeah. My main advice about Fuchsia is get there at opening.
Yes. Small
because
joint.
It gets crowded.
Right now, small joint.
So
maybe Polynesian is just closed for who knows. I know that early within this whole thing, they were still kicking around, and maybe the hotel pulled the plug, and maybe they're just thinking, let's actually restructure this thing. And you remind me of the fact that, who was, I think Amy asking about an Explorers Club? Polynesian, rather, had a room that was Explorers Club.
Yeah.
It was like one function room that was just all globes and maps. It was really cool. I liked it. And I know that there is still the Explorers Club in the 50s, and if they don't have like some aged whiskey behind the bookcase, then something is seriously wrong.
Vegan Monster sounds fun. I'm down for that when we're in Philly.
Okay. Fun stuff going on. The other hot tip is find a classic bar. We had excellent drinks over Christmas, both at King's we started, I believe. Well,
this is what I was about to say. I couldn't get a word in.
Go ahead.
But we went to Keen's the other day, which is a steakhouse, but it's old. When I say old school, I mean like...
Let's go past the last century old
19th century old school.
Century old school.
But very very genteel. Don't try to go without reservations unless you want to sit at the bar. If you want to sit at the bar, you don't need a reservation.
All fair.
But we love Keen's, and
very, very clubby, very Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Because when he was alive, he used to hang out at Keen's. So there you go.
It's not cheap.
It's it'll cost.
But we love them, and they're wonderful. But they had a Mai Tai on the menu, and Paul's like, I gotta
try that,
and it was great.
I name checked that as outside of an actual tropical joint. That's the best Mai Tai I've had in a bar.
Yep.
And I have had a number of Mai Tais in bars that were something, possibly in an adjoining zip code to a Mai Tai, but not anywhere near where it should be. So this was pretty spot on. And they had a pretty specific blend of rum. I really need to ask them about that. Great stuff. It didn't come in a Mai Tai glass. Came in more of a...
It was kind of in a chimney glass.
Chimney.
Yeah.
Chimney, which is highly appropriate. It had mint. It had decoration. It was good. It was a good thing.
They had the mint.
And there was also like a rye drink I had that was excellent. So recommended. It's that kind of joint. It's a joint where you get a side of beef. If that's a problem, you don't want to go.
Just looking at Errol's comment. We went sailing in Seattle. Asked the charter captain if we could bring wine. Ended up sharing it with the 2 sailing guests that we didn't previously know. Crew didn't partake. Yeah, that's for the best.
That's for the best now, isn't it? Well, this was good, and so was yours.
I know. So I have another bubbly drink I would like to try.
Oh, I don't mind if I do. Mm-hmm.
Currently called Drinky. I think we can do better for a name, but
you don't say. I believe you'll need the rye. We happen to have Sazerac. This is a great place to be in rye. We haven't had a bottle of this in a while, and I forgot how smooth and nice a product is. I knew it was a nice product, but this is even better than I had thought, than I had remembered.
That's 1 1/4.
1 1/4 and 3/4. What do you need?
I need 1 ounce.
All right.
I would have used that, but it was dirty. Oh, after this, you know what we need to do? We need to try that Starlight Coke.
Oh, after this, let's do that.
After this round.
After this round.
Well, are you going to make one, or should we do the Coke first?
We can do the Coke first. Is it Coke time?
No, it feels like rye drink time.
Make your rye drink. Do that.
I bought that Starlight Coke. We need to give it a taste test, and I thought live would be the place to do that. So, I am going to start with the drink currently named Drinky.
Oh, Drinky!
With 1 ounce of rye.
Building in glass.
Yes. And then...
moving on to...
I'm going to do 1/2 ounce of...
You got your hand on it.
1/2 ounce of Giffard rhubarb, which is a liqueur. If you want to go back,
I would be glad to.
I know what I'm doing.
Give some room here. If you're good,
1/2 ounce of the
comments.
Rhubarb liqueur. 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice. Oh no, a splash of fresh lemon juice.
Well, Chianti is highly appropriate with your pasta. If you'd like to expand, I would say a lot of dry reds would make you happy. And there's a hell of a lot of stuff now with names like Malbec. And what else is actually there? Because that's coming from, I believe, Chile. And what's the Argentine blend that's suddenly got very popular?
Malbec?
Is it Malbec that's Argentine?
No, I thought that was from Peru or something.
No. Anyway, no, it's Chile. And
2 dashes aromatic bitters. I don't know.
Totally spacey.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
But actually, I had excellent wines from both locations. There's like a lot of great stuff happening. There's a lot of great stuff happening from Australia, too.
The name just went right out of my head.
A rentable Irish pub.
All I could think was Apocapulco.
Apocapulco.
Apocapulco, whatever the kickoff party at Ohana is. And a twist. So that was 1 ounce of rye, 1/2 ounce rhubarb liqueur, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice, 2 dashes aromatic bitters, fill with chilled Prosecco.
Hello.
Garnish with a twist.
We've had a recommendation for the bookstore speakeasy in Bethlehem, PA.
Oh!
Not a place we were expecting to have a good speakeasy or a good Mai Tai, and you had both.
We have a friend who lives in Bethlehem. We shot a video at his home bar, which
we
was
should ask him about that, and he'd say, boom. Oh, here's the Malbec Chilean.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, it's...
All right, it's bothering me now.
Yeah, why is this out of my head? My Argentine coworker would say, how could you forget? I'm like, oh, yeah, well... Yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's like a bouncy house, only for adult parties.
Yes! Yeah, seriously.
Okay, hold on.
You need the waterbed filled with wine. All you need to do is put a straw through the little fill hole there. Oh, let's get a little more. Yeah, I got to think about it. There are specifics, like the name is generally the name of the grape, and legally,
right, I'm just trying to remember
these brands are actually allowed to mix other grapes in there. So if it says Malbec, it probably also has something else in there, but the dominant is probably the Malbec grape, and that's the thing. And that would be the same if you're talking about...
It's bugging me now.
Yeah. If you're talking about like Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, it's like that's the type of grape that was in there. So that's the thing. It's all I know about wine. I also know that we happen to like dry reds, and I've been drinking a fair amount of dry white as well. And I've been pretty happy with both. Certainly with food, a dry red is the way I always like it.
Driving me nuts.
Aye, aye.
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like why.
I don't know. It'll come to me in the middle of the night. You know?
Nebbiolo, but that's an Italian grape. Well, there's
a little camper. Oh, this sounds cute.
Oh, cute. There is this strong and very distinct migration of Italian population that ended up in Argentina.
Pardon
Please,
me, I gotta get this in. Lisa says, my brother-in-law, Errol's brother, has a school bus and he's turning into a party bus. When he does, you have to share the link.
Is he painting it like the Partridge Family bus?
Started.
Just asking.
Oh, that sounds good.
Party bus the size of a school bus is an excellent
I have a
idea.
cousin who likes some red wine.
Well, that's big fun. That's big fun. I would say that my experience with wine is you get to about a $10 or $12 bottle of wine, and that's a really happy price point. And if you want to like improve what you're doing, you probably have to triple that amount before things start getting different. And I cannot say that I've ever had like a $200 bottle of wine that was like, this is so much different and better. It's like you're probably getting into collectability there, like a lot of things. But I remember also talking to a professional chef who was doing a demo on food and who was talking about wine pairings and just simply asking him, what is your happy place with a bottle of wine? He says, if I haven't tried it, $12. And I thought, he's a food pro. I will take it from there. That was actually pretty good advice, and I haven't really gone wrong with that. And if you start to go below that amount, you know, oh, this was a $6 bottle of wine and it wasn't on sale, you're probably getting into bad territory. Yeah.
A $6 bottle.
Plunk. So that's just inflation. You used to be able to get a great bottle of wine for $6, but these things are this. And
Tiki Hillbilly Party Bus. Tiki Oasis did a Tiki Billy theme.
Tiki Billy theme?
Here.
Did. And then, of course, there's
that bus would have been perfect.
Hello. Showing up like that. Hello. There you go, man. There you go. Moonshine. Then, of course, there's Tiki Billy.
Okay. Thank you, Hans. Yeah, we're going to get down there this spring, so good to know. We're going to go.
Monster Vegan.
We're going to go.
Okay.
Monster Vegan.
Well, you know, the fact that so many restaurants are actually doing
Patty wagon.
great vegetarian vegan these days just means that there's an interest, there's a demand, and hey, good thing. You should be able to do fantastic things with all types of food. I was just standing in front of a fantastic vegetarian restaurant today that I would have stepped right into, but they weren't open. So I ended up elsewhere.
Hi, Dan. Dan says hi-fi is like wine in that way.
You don't say. You don't say. My experience with that is the first $1,000 you spend does it all. Past then, it's all tiny, tiny increments.
Eric says paint the bus like those pre-production cars. See if people get the joke.
Oh yeah.
Well, someone in our area drives the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
It's just a van that they've painted to look exactly like the Mystery Machine.
It's painted up with the colors. It's fun. I've actually seen the people get out of the van and say, "Oh, those are the folks." I didn't go over and talk to them. I should have. Next time. Next time.
But then we searched on it, and it turns out a lot of people have.
There's a number of Mystery Machines kicking around. I guess it's a popular motif.
And then Marty, I don't know if Marty is still here, but Marty knows the guy who has the family truckster.
That's right.
We've seen it in Lake George, and we saw it in the Thanksgiving parade.
Parade in town.
As a matter of fact,
yes.
Hi, Amanda.
And the truckster, you know where that goes. Electric acid Kool-Aid bus. Yeah, electric Kool-Aid acid bus.
Oh, I love it, Amanda. That's like me, like says I have to choose my bottles of wine based on design on the bottle and the year. Yeah, not if it was a good year for me. If it was a good year for me personally, I love it.
Jinkies. So the thing,
electric acid Kool-Aid bus.
The original bus, as driven by Ken Casey, went across the United States in 1964. This is slightly before anybody knew what LSD was, but they were passing it out.
Yes,
and
Peter,
their bus was painted, and they were tripping the whole way.
Peter
Apparently,
says they
recorded it too.
Nice French and Italian reds for about $15. Yeah,
it's a good price point.
And Sherry says Tiki Billy must have a cocktail made with Mountain Dew. Yes.
Do we have sugar cubes back in here?
No.
What's Richard Klein doing in women's clothing?
It's Three's Company.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get a cube.
Are you just... Did you decide you needed a tab? all this talk about Ken Casey, and he just went off in search of sugar cubes. I don't know. It coalesced in my mind. Those just look like regular old sugar cubes.
It's a sugar cube. If this were the big cube, I'd be contemplating it like, so anyway, you know. But no, it's a cube. It's a cube of sugar.
We need to do
compressed sugar.
We need to do a video based on the big cube.
Oh yeah, seriously. Well, Glendora had an experience that was very.
And if you haven't seen
cube-esque.
the big cube, if Velveteen Lounge was a college course, it would be required viewing.
Oh, it's the foundation of many things.
The big cube is just.
I seem to recall
shut it down.
It was one of the foundations of Lip Synca's act back in the day. Mr.
Yellow Submarine
actually took great great inspiration from such things. It's crazy picture. I remember we used to see it on a double bill with that and Skidoo.
Oh yeah.
Good grief! This is just
Speaking of acid.
Mine fell out. Speaking of acid.
Speaking of acid.
So I'm going to make a variation on a classic. I was just kind of thinking New Orleans today because it is, in fact, first day of Lent. So, of course, we're giving up booze. Wah, 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 wah.
Good one.
Right.
Good one.
Already had a drink. That must be wrong. They say start with a chilled glass of the Sazerac.
You're making a Sazerac?
But I'm making a Sazerac.
A Sazerac variation. What are you calling it? What are you calling this monster piece?
We could call this the Saza 75 or something like that.
That's terrible.
Okay. The Saz 75?
75 Iraq.
75 Iraq? Generac?
That's also terrible.
Amarak? Epicac? No.
No, I hope not.
No. 70, the Saz 75 is a pretty good place to start. We'll adjust that later.
Sazzy 5.
Sazzy 5. Sounds fine.
The Saz 5. It sounds like a band. The Saz 5.
This is the jazz combo that you hired for your wedding. And they were really good, too.
5. Oh, I love a Saz.
Hey, can you guys play Maiden Voyage by Herbie Hancock? Yeah, and they could.
I feel like we must be 1 degree of separation from Lip Synca.
We are.
I feel like she should come to the Velveteen Lounge.
Well, enjoy. A favor and retrieve for me because I totally forgot to grab the Pernod in the bottle.
The little bottle.
The teeny little bottle.
Pardon me.
Because the big bottle is nowhere near us. Here's the correct thing to do with your Pernod Absinthe or absinthe substitute or just actual absinthe these days. Look for the small bottle with the little red top. It's around. We should
There are so many small bottles with... Oh, wait.
Smaller. Teeny bottle.
Here.
And the one's kind of yellow. There we go. So what you do is, because you only need drops worth of this stuff, you actually buy the smallest bottle of Tabasco and you use it. Clean it out. And then
clean it out well.
Very well.
Okay.
Clean that lid too. And then you fill with your absinthe material, whether it's
the Sassy 5. Okay, Amy named it. The Sassy 5.
Sassy 5. Now we're talking. Okay, about 4 drops worth of...
Sazerac.
That.
I love the names.
And you swirl.
Oh, Lisa says Mardi Gras rocked this year after 2 years shut down. Oh,
well,
I love that. I love that we have a first-hand account. Okay.
And you coat your glass. And you coat your glass. And you coat your glass.
Yes, Elizabeth. That is the one where Lana Turner gets the drop.
And then you undid it.
Yes, that is the one.
I'm not going to throw that away because it's actually pretty good.
Okay. Wait, what did you do? Calling it the Sassy 5.
4 drops in your chilled...
4 drops per now.
4 drops per now, chilled flute.
Okay.
Literally, I think this is actually absinthe liquor, which we've had for quite a long time. You don't use that much. I don't usually drink it straight. But it's a great thing to add a note, and that's what we're doing. Okay, so you've coated your glass. Remember, you noticed how I swirled that? And I did toss it out. I didn't use that much, so there wasn't that much to toss. Next, sugar cube. There's your big cube in the glass. Next, grab yourself some old-fashioned bitters and give yourself a heavy dose. There you go. Soak that cube.
That was 8 dashes.
Let it sit. I like a lot of bitters.
No, I'm just saying. I'm writing down the recipe, so...
There we go. What else goes into what they call... They're calling this a Saz in here. Okay. Oh, I need the Peugeot as well. Yep. I tell you, so many things that we don't have. You were asking, do we have all the bitters we need? Yeah, well, we
it.
kind of
Okay, hold
did.
on.
Maybe not.
I mean, not handy, but we have
It's right in front of you. Snake, it's biting you. Yep, there we go. And give me a couple of dashes of Peychaud's. There we go. More bitters. Gotta be better. Okay, rye is an excellent idea, and if you happen to have Sazerac rye for your Sazerac, well, that's a pretty excellent place to be. I'm going to add, normally you'd add about a shot worth, but this is a bubbly drink, so I'm adding an ounce.
I feel like Shotworth sounds like someone's last name.
Yeah. Mr. Shotworth! Mr. Shotworth! Add the figures for the third quarter. Yes, excellent, son. Put it on my desk.
Now it's not an ounce anymore.
It was about to spill. I had to do something. There we go.
I feel like that bottle of rye has a leak in it.
Just got this like a week ago?
Don't advertise it.
Don't say. Anyway.
Oh, Marty!
Give that a swirl. Give that a swirl. Give that a swirl.
Oh, okay. Marty says, yeah. You are friends with Tom. Okay, Tom from the Family Truckster. Yes. I want to shoot a video on the Family Truckster, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
Just saying. The Sassy 5 as opposed to the MC5. Yeah, totally different.
MC5 would be there drinking a bunch of Pabst. That's that video. Or Strohs. I think they drink Strohs. So now we got this going on, and that cube will continue to dissolve, but I'm just going to let it hang there, and I'm going to... This is already a good cocktail. It's kind of an old-fashioned.
I got to share Marty's post because it's great.
Hold on. I need to finish what I'm doing. But it's a bit strong, and I haven't shaken it up, and I need to get things colder, and away we go. Let's throw in some bubbles to top. Okay. There's your Sassy 5. Make a Sazerac. Make it a little on the short side, fill with bubbles. That's about it.
Chilled.
The instructions from the Esquire book, from which I decided to see what they had to say on this subject, because I figured Esquire knows something, said that you want to have a chilled glass, that's critical to this concoction. And I think, well, normally you'd have a couple of cubes in there to get this thing cold. And I might yet do that, but let's see how cold things have gotten. That's okay as is. So as we sit, and as the bubbles go, it's going to dissolve more of that cube, which is special effects. And it's actually a really good base. At the end of the day, it's kind of a rye French 75, although there's no liqueur and there's no sour in there. One might add sour. One should add a peel, which I will.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that good?
Sazerac doesn't have sour, does it?
Sazerac doesn't have sour.
I didn't think so.
No, I'm just saying, like, if it were an actual 75 variation, you would have the sour.
Oh, okay, wait. Hold on, I'm missing some comments. Hans is saying, how many different bitters do you all have? We have a lot now, just because we collect them over time. So I would say that what you really need is aromatic and orange. And then everything else is great. Maybe the Peychaud's. Everything else is gravy. But I don't know, probably have like...
I'll put it this way.
10 bottles in
there
now?
If you find out
probably more than 10. But...
back in the day, you would have spent a lot of time and effort finding a bottle of Peychaud's. And once you had them, you would find that you could make one drink with them, which is ridiculous. But by now, a lot of contemporary bartenders are using Peychaud's in drinks.
Eric, I'm going to get back to your question in just a second because it's a good one.
Let me finish the thought, and then we'll take some questions there. And so, just on the question, on the situation of the bitters there. So yeah, if you did this 15 years ago, you would have like, I went to all that effort to order a bottle of Peychaud's from New Orleans, and I can make one drink with the thing. Well, by now there's a lot of drinks you can make with it. That's a good thing. The aromatic features in a ton of stuff, and the orange features in a lot of stuff these days. And then you go from there. If you have a local place that's making bitters, try them out. You make your own. They're easy.
Okay, so Marty says, on a side note, I actually saw the Merry Pranksters bus on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on a high school band trip when I was an impressionable youth discovering the Beat Generation. Oh! We need to... I have stood outside of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I didn't get inside.
We've been to Cleveland now like 3 times and saw the Hall of Fame. And
so
I kind of don't care, but one of these days I guess we should.
I care.
Yeah, there we go.
And Lisa's saying, did anyone eat a king cake and get the baby?
Ah.
A few years ago, Errol got the baby and a king cake at work and didn't know he was supposed to buy the next year's king cake. Oh.
This is like your story of winning the Oscar pool at work, only to find out that you were the one who had to buy the donuts. Like, what? I won? I won what?
I did. I won the Oscar pool.
I win.
Which I completely forgot that I even entered it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to work the next day and I was like, you won! I was like, oh, great. And it was money. Like, and it was a nice chunk of change. And then and they're like, and the winner has to buy donuts. And I think I spent most of that money buying donuts for everyone at that company.
Great.
But anyway.
So you handed me the money for the donuts that everybody ordered. Okay, good stuff.
Okay, so,
Celery
Eric
Bitters
is saying,
bloody.
how often do you buy liquor and how do you decide what to make for a stream?
Okay. Well, how often we buy is frequently based on what we've run out of. And if you're saying to yourself, well, you bought all this booze. Yeah, well, what size were the bottles? If your bottle is a 750, that's about 24 ounces, more or less. So if you have a 2-ounce pour, that's 12 drinks. Divided by 2 heads
Did that in my head.
Is 1 week worth of drinks.
If you have rye drinks every day.
So if you're like, well, I just like kind of one thing, that's 1 week with 2 people. That's not much. That goes fast. So this is why this bottle is down there, because we had a few drinks. It doesn't.
We didn't have rye for a long time, so now everything's rye.
Right.
And then
Whereas
we
happen to have like a much more substantial portion of the Altos.
Amanda, we love chocolate. We have a couple of kinds of chocolate bitters in there, and yes.
We do.
Yes to chocolate bitters.
They're the ones from Fees are really good. The ones from Bitter Truth are really good. And there are some others out there.
Oh, we're getting some votes for Celery Bitters.
Celery Bitters.
We have a bunch of Celery Bitters, and I loved them. I was all about them. This is terrible.
Oh, there you go.
I shouldn't say this.
Talking about it, you're going to name
because
the inevitable.
I know. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it out loud. But I loved. You might still. I loved the Celery Bitters, and then I made a drink with them that was so god awful that I haven't been able to use Celery Bitters in a drink again. And that was like 3 years ago.
I think you need to get over it. They're good for their purpose. They're a savory bitter. They don't belong with sweet things.
I loved them. And then it just killed it for me.
We got several votes here for Bloody Mary with them.
Yes.
Great idea. Working with the savory flavors, bang. And I got to tell you, I've not been a fan of said drink, but recently I realized if it's really well made with a lot of aromatic going on, I kind of like it. So if you're a fan, go to town.
Hold on. I'm missing some.
Mm-hmm.
Met Louis Bailey. Oh.
Louis.
Yay for Louis Bailey.
Oh, you don't say. Well,
no.
Louis is a frequent drop-in on these broadcasts. And, of course...
Talented musician with
he
numerous records
He
out.
is, at one point simply asked what's our address and sent us his album. I believe it's still available. It's on blue vinyl. Cool. Yeah. I mean, hey, surf band, blue vinyl. Ew. This is like a collection of all the different surf groups he's been in. It's really well produced, and you just drop this on, and you're like, oh, this is cool. You know?
Hold on, Lisa's saying, I got a blueberry cheesecake king cake this year that was scrumptious, and I got the baby and broke my molar. You missed the discussion earlier about Paul breaking his crown.
You can sympathize.
Oh.
All I got to tell you is you get to a certain point in life, and it's all about the dentistry. And this is why your dentist drives a Mercedes.
Oh, Eric, bad flavor contrast doesn't even begin to cover it. It was hideous.
Yeah, it was a really bad idea. So I would say stick to the savor with that and the dry drinks. Like I personally find that you make a real standard martini the way you like it, a drop of celery. Not a bad idea.
I used to be able to do that.
She's not a fan.
I know. I wanna love them again. I want to love them.
And actually, the celery bitters are one of the key notes in the alcohol-free martini that I pioneered for our friend Gaylord, because I thought that he needed to have
he doesn't drink.
A conical drink in his hand.
Yeah.
And he appreciated it so much that I make it for him every time he's here, because he looks so dapper with an actual drink in his hand, you know?
You know.
No booze at all, and it's a real drink.
I feel like I need a gateway. Like, I feel like we should use them in soup or something.
That's a good idea.
Get used to them again.
Well, you know, this bottle right here.
It was the most misguided drink I've ever made.
This bottle right here says there are many things you can do with this, including using soups.
Yeah.
A couple of drops in soups. Good savory soup, like pumpkin soup or something.
Oh, God,
hey, good
so
idea.
Bad.
It's concentrated flavor. Of course it works. But I tell you, you just have to pair things up properly.
Oh, hold on.
Because if you had a really dry drink and you added like fruity bitters, probably not a good idea. With the exception of the martini was originally made with orange bitters, and I like that too.
Eric says, at least you didn't get an orthodontist who sang while he was torturing your gums. Oh, like Little Shop of Horrors.
Ah!
Yeah. Oh, gazpacho. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. A gazpacho. I love it. See,
there's an excellent idea.
A gateway.
There's an
back
excellent
into
idea.
It. Oh, Amy's allergic to celery.
No, I gotta tell you, that's
so
terrible.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's terrible.
What is it? Do you know what it is about this? I mean, like whatever chemical or congener or whatever they call them. That
same thing ultimately, but
there must be something
what is
about
the
it,
particular element in there? There's usually like
yeah.
that thing that makes it celery, and that would be the kicker in that case.
Yeah.
And since celery is about 99% water, you're thinking, how can I possibly go wrong? But then there's that 1%.
Veg beef soup with bitters. Yeah, I need to do something like that. I need to.
Veg beef soup with bitters sounds like a bull shot, which sounds horrible.
No. Like just the soup, not a cocktail.
Oh, just like the soup with bitters. Yeah, well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. I'm going to try that on air sometime.
We did. We did try it on air, and it was horrible.
And it was horrible. I think that I was started better than you, but I didn't make it again. So that's saying something right there.
I love Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors is hilarious.
The original film was made on a dare, as in, can you make this film in, I think, 2 days? And they did. And it's hilarious. It's a great script. And then the musical just follows from there and is its own classic. And then, of course, it's a classic movie. So, boom, boom, boom. It's got a lot of fun songs. Suddenly Seymour,
Oh, Suddenly Seymour.
Who was in the original cast of that I'm thinking, like, was actually very well known on Broadway by now?
Of
Little Shop.
The musical?
The musical.
I know Ellen Crane was in the movie.
Yeah, I completely forget now. It's one of these things that actually ran on Broadway for years.
Look it up.
Actually, probably off Broadway.
Sorry.
It was running, but it was a big hit. I remember seeing a lot of commercials for that back in the 80s.
You gotta look it up. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Not IMDb, but IBDB. BDB. Yeah, this is your source of everything Broadway, and it's all there. You find out what spot.
Mushnick's Flower Shop on Skid Row.
You're at Mushnick's. What do you like,
You
baby?
don't meet nice boys when you live on Skid Row, Mr. Mushnick.
Hey, this is where the shop. I get a good price. So here we go.
Oh, no, that's not the original, though. Oh, I guess it was just a movie to start with. Never mind.
What, Little Shop? Of course it was a movie to start with. But it was on Broadway well before this.
No. Take my word for it.
The original Broadway production is from 1986.
It's not. It must be off Broadway because it was not coming up on IMDb.
Oh, it was off Broadway, as a matter of fact.
Howard Ashman. Ellen Crane. Yeah, she was Audrey.
Oh,
Yep.
It's got like a cast of a lot of fun.
Steve Martin as Orin Scrivello.
DDS.
Oh, it was so good.
Vincent Gardenia's Mushnick.
It was so good. That movie is so good.
It's a fun thing. I think that was made
Dick Miller. Hi, Dane.
Hey, Dane. Well, Dick Miller, who was in A Bucket of Blood. I believe that was made in something like 5 days. It was quick, it was cheap, it was hilarious. And then there was like, you couldn't make a film shorter than that. And, of course, Corman said, oh, really? Let's try me. So they made a film that had a shorter shooting schedule.
Oh, Elizabeth, that's a great idea. I love it. Yeah, okay, I'm getting some soup ideas here. Yeah, Rick Moranis was in the movie. Yeah.
Among other things, in the original movie, the non-musical movie, there's a hysterical takeoff on Dragnet with the two cops.
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of great.
The original is great too.
This is dissolving and it's getting quite sweet, so I want to dry that up a little bit. Do you need a little topper? While you're at her?
All right.
Oh, shucks.
We got to remember to try that Coke. I said we were going to do it.
We will. I want more topper now.
But in the meantime, I want more booze.
No more bubbles. The great thing about bubbles is they are low proof, so...
Is Moranis really his name? Rick Moranis.
I don't see why it wouldn't be. You wouldn't choose that name.
I feel like it has it almost has moron in it, so I guess you wouldn't.
Well, it's not Moranis. Yeah, so...
Oh, I love Bucket of Blood.
Bucket of Blood
is so good.
Just hilarious.
Yes.
It's like a great no talent tries to figure out how to make it big. It's almost a tale of our times. Today, you would just be up on, social media going like, oh,
I was about to say my current favorite subject. We've been watching Inventing Anna on Netflix. Did anyone else watch Inventing Anna on Netflix?
Speaking of scam meisters.
Oh, Lisa, we love you back. Hi, Gettysburg, man.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Definitely.
Yay.
Yeah, this Anna series is fascinating.
Inventing Anna.
I'm glad to see it. And, of course, now she's out of prison and reinventing herself as an Instagram, megastar. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to get anywhere
She went to prison
near
for 4 years and is bigger than ever and raking in the money. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, you're not committing crimes. That's what you're doing wrong.
I guess not, yeah.
This is insane. The simple fact is, I don't want to get anywhere near this dame. I think she would try to rip me off. I think that's just the thing. I think once a scam meister, always a scam meister.
She's a grifter.
Mm-hmm. This is the kicker.
Rick Moranis cracks me up. Oh, I love it.
Fun stuff. So, I am trying to think about what else on the subject, but I don't know. Anyway, so this was real easy. Just make yourself like a shorty Sazerac in a tall glass in your flute, right? And top of the bubbles. And that's about it. I added the peel. I think that's a pretty good idea with the Saz anyway. You might add a cherry with a Sazerac, but you don't have to add it with this. That's the thing. It's a simple drink. It's a simple drink and a classic.
Eric, you need to record that and send it to us. Zoopy, zoopy, zoop.
Boozy, boozy, booze.
Boozy, boozy, booze.
Boozy, boozy, booze. Booze is when you drink, when your life takes a crap on you.
You got a hit song right there.
We've had a few people tonight chiming in like, today, so I tell you, to them, I raise a glass, and I hope that they are also raising a glass right now because you're home, you're done, you're in like Flynn.
But I haven't got another cat. Yes,
yes. It's a kicker.
Oh, pearl barley and okay. That sounds good, Lisa.
Oh, yeah. I happen to really enjoy a beef barley soup.
We were just talking about barley recently because that's what we do. We talk about things like barley.
Talk about grains. We sit around talking about grains. How about wheat? Have you ever actually had any good wheat lately? Wheat and there are 8 of them. No, have you actually had some couscous? Yes, couscous is very good. I happen to like a good couscous. And they talked about grains and pasta for the next hour, and people left. So the thing is, we were talking about that. It specifically uses soups, and I was thinking, I haven't had a beef barley soup in ages, and that's actually one of my favorites. And made one here once with some stuff that we had around, and it was very good. Ate it for days. And I recall, I don't remember that from use because my mother didn't make beef barley soup, but she made a beef stew, which was probably from a New York Times recipe that my father found, and it was really good. But at the end of the day, it's all a ragu. It is all a ragu. Take a hunk of meat, cook until it falls apart, maybe with some noodles, maybe with some pasta, vegetables, mirepoix, bang.
Mirepoix.
Throw in some booze, some red wine, or a beer, and you're rocking. There you go. The rest of it is just like fat drippings.
Oh, jeez. Errol says that we did some work for a company in Canada. The manager and process engineer were Bob and Duck.
You don't say.
Oh, I love it.
When you were done, did you say to the guys, hey, take off, you hosers?
My mother made reservations for this. Oh, Tiki Paka's been making batches of lentil soup. Yummy.
My mother also made lentil soup.
Yummy.
It was really simple. It was really good and haven't had it in ages. And it's that weather still. It's the weather for soup.
Yes.
Now I'm interested in lentil soup.
I've got a bunch of pumpkin. I always like making pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin soup
is that's good.
Just use the canned pumpkin.
Yep.
It's easy. It's good. It's pretty low calorie.
Hosers.
It's pretty low. It's pretty low salt. Hey, hoser. Okay then. So anyway, well, we got to deal with this guy again. Yeah, I guess so, because he's a guest on the show. Okay. Well, pass me a beer, hey there. So, I was just talking to one of our Canadian correspondents today on his birthday, and he's doing well. And he can now travel south of his border. Thank you very much. Took long enough.
That sounds kind of, I don't know, your skin. South of your border.
As a phrase, it kind of does. I'm just thinking about the fact that that border was closed to them coming south, but it was not closed for the entire duration to us going north, and I think that's a little bit inequitable. And there we go. Mm-hmm. But.
Oh, pea soup.
Pea
okay,
soup.
For Easter. Yeah, okay.
Pea soup. All soups are good. You know, it's actually...
Oh, chicken broth for breakfast. That's a great idea, actually, Leslie. I love that. Chicken broth for breakfast.
If you make chicken broth by taking, like, a chicken.
Yep.
Or even, like, you ate the chicken and you just have sort of a chicken carcass and you just boil that down. Like, that is the best soup imaginable. Yeah. That is really...
And, like, super healthy, too.
The cure for the common cold that it is advertised as, and who knows?
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says they have soup every night at their home. We're missing out on the whole soup train.
Well, you know, soup is a course. And some people are like, would you like the salad or the soup?
Clam chowder.
Yeah.
David says, I love it.
Clam chowder, you've got that Manhattan kind with the tomatoes. You got that creamy stuff from New England. And then you got that sort of strange, like... Hybrid bisque that you find in Rhode Island. Interesting. That's quite good, too, by the way.
I love it. Now I want soup. Craving soup.
All right, we need to, before we completely forget...
Oh, Peterson, did anyone here grow up with watching You Can't Do That on Television? Did you?
No.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I think I missed
that.
that.
But I've heard of it.
I missed that slightly.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. I remember not necessarily the news.
But I know what we'll be searching on later this evening.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that on television.
There are things out there. I was just seeing, I was in a record store today. Oh, what do you know? Show and tell time.
Oh, I told him to bring the records he bought today over for show and tell.
I think it's time for some Coca-Cola and some show and tell. So we actually, there's been some discussion in the private group about this new Coca-Cola product. And she decided she had to pick some up.
Oh,
so
Gettysburg Ma'am. Eric says hi.
Hey! Boom. So here we have Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Starlight. The Starlight Coke.
Yeah, the Starlight.
Okay. We've been drinking Coke Zero for a while because I don't really need, the extra sugar. And you grew up on Diet Coke, so you're like, yeah, sure, fine. But I think this actually is, the Coke Zero has a better flavor profile than the Diet Coke. Apologies to the folks who mainline this stuff.
Barf.
But I think it tastes more like the flagship product without the sugar. So, and the fact is the flagship product has that spurious sugar, so I'm not going to drink it.
Wait, Barth Gimble? Like
Barth?
Fernwood Tonight?
Oh,
You can't do that on TV?
Barth and Darth?
Is that like Barth Gimble?
Interesting.
Fernwood?
Anybody?
Leslie needs sugar. Yeah, yep. I grew up on the diet stuff, so yeah, that's my...
We're going to try that out. Ninja tip.
Ooh,
if
grilled
you like,
cheese sandwich and soup.
If you like Coca-Cola and you want sugar...
Hi, Ryan.
You got to get the stuff from Mexico. Unless it's Passover. Go to your supermarket. The Coke 2 liters with the yellow caps.
Okay, we got it. Ryan grew up on You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh,
all right.
There are specific reasons why you cannot actually serve flagship Coca-Cola if people are keeping kosher because of the spurious sugar made from corn.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
There you go.
Sample glasses. But if you get the ones with the yellow caps that are on Passover, it's got sugar.
To this day, I avoid the phrase, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. I'm going to... Okay.
Here we go. So here's the Starlight limited edition Coca-Cola. This is the actual zero sugar.
Doesn't it say space flavor on it?
Let's see what it says about itself. 0 calorie cola, space flavored. Space flavored. It's got a lot of stars on it. Perhaps the bubbles from the cola.
Right.
And space flavored means...
Yes, Leslie, the Mexican Coke. Yes. With the sugar.
Well, here's the kicker. Again, around Passover, which is happening very soon, take a look at your supermarket. 2-liter bottles, yellow caps.
I guess, yeah, if it has the yellow cap, I guess it has the sugar.
Kosher Coke is the same product in a much larger bottle, cheaper. So bear that in mind. Buy a few bottles and...
Fred says Jolt, all the sugar and twice the caffeine.
I remember Jolt.
I also remember Jolt. Well, you can still buy Jolt. Well, at least until recently, you could buy Jolt.
Check Galco's. They have everything.
No, they had it at Dollar General.
Dollar General had Jolt?
You could walk to Dollar General and buy Jolt.
Good grief, I don't need Galco's.
I know.
So here's the kicker. That's the deal with the Coca-Cola. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, go to your supermarket right about now and take a look in the aisle with the 2-liter bottles. If they have yellow caps, check the ingredients.
Right.
The Coca-Cola has sugar.
We're going to try the Starlight.
Starlight Coke is apparently flavored.
Space flavored.
Space flavored.
First of all, it smells like burnt sugar.
Yeah, there's a real burnt sugar thing going on there. Absolutely. Sort of a cotton candy.
Burnt sugar.
Sort of a cotton candy thing going on. Maybe a little vanilla. Definitely vanilla.
It smells like burnt sugar Coke.
Probably vanillin. The product does not contain any sugar products at all. It's all artificial sweeteners. Fruit and vegetable juice for color. It definitely has a reddish tinge to it. More than your usual Coca-Cola.
I'm strangely into it. It tastes like burnt sugar. It tastes like a burnt marshmallow. Burnt marshmallow Coke.
I was naming cotton candy. You're naming marshmallow.
But burnt not marshmallow. What? Burnt marshmallow.
Also, like a vanilla flavor is in there to my mind.
Like a marshmallow that you put over the fire.
Yeah.
On a stick.
Sort of caramelized sugar going on. Well, caramel color features in Coca-Cola and has for a long time.
The heat shield must not hold up. Kenny's broke me out. Yeah, Fred is saying, does the yellow Coca-Cola, is it state that it's made with sugar? Yes, it does.
That's a challenge.
We actually still have a bottle over there, so he's going to bring it over. Oh, okay, David says, Coke Zero is a recipe for new Coke made from the early 1980s. Oh, but we just recently tweaked the formula to improve the taste. Well, we're fans.
All right, Coca-Cola, 2-liter bottle, yellow cap. This is kosher Coke, made for Passover, okay? Ingredients, carbonated water, sucrose. That's your sweetener. Caramel color, it has burnt sugar in it, just the color. Phosphoric acid, natural flavors, caffeine. That's it. It's got sugar. So this is the stuff. You want a large bottle for cheaper than the Mexican Coke?
Original taste.
Boom. Gee, I hope so.
But that's so vague. Original
because
taste.
When they fussed with the formula in the 80s, the uproar.
Katie's program says, I figured if it's space Coke, it tastes burnt. Yeah, like the heat shield.
Yeah.
Failed.
We're going to call this one the Coke Reentry.
Okay, well, I got to catch up on YouTube. Hold on.
Coke Reentry.
Oh, Jolt. Whoa.
You remember that the heat shield is there to burn up. Otherwise, you're astronaut or
oh my gosh. Okay, it's not letting me go back on YouTube on the comments. I'm sorry.
Trying to get there, folks.
Oh, Zevia. We did not have that, did we? Oh.
We have had Zevia products from time to time because one of my friends is a Zevia fan.
We have, but I don't think, does our store still have it?
Have to see.
Yeah, no, it was, we enjoyed it when we could get it, but.
Zevia made with stevia.
Ali Stare was my favorite. Elizabeth says you can't do that on television. Yeah, it tastes like. Oh, I love the Coke Reentry.
Coke Reentry. So we got to vote for that. Well, it's interesting. I wonder if they kind of like thought about the fact that like your space capsule comes back into the atmosphere, and what is it hitting? It's hitting an enormous amount of particles called the atmosphere.
But it says
that's a huge amount of air, and what happens there? Friction. The friction is going to burn you up into a cinder.
But it says space flavored.
Well, maybe they're thinking about that.
And I feel like this is reentry flavored.
This is your reentry here, and at the bottom you have all this material that's designed to burn up. So it does, and then your space capsule is safe. That's how you reenter the atmosphere.
I'm
otherwise you're
weirdly enjoying it.
Interesting. It's good.
I did not expect to enjoy it, but I am weirdly enjoying it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Okay, we've heard some votes that were like thumbs down. I'm like, it's a very specific flavor. You got to bear in mind.
It tastes like
it has specific coloring going on from apparently fruit juice. So you kind of get a sort of like a cherry impression, but I'm not getting any cherry flavor whatsoever.
Oh my gosh. David says there's nothing like the smell in the filler room when we bottle Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
It smells amazing. I love it.
Well,
I'm so glad you're here.
There's a ton of aromatics
I'm glad we have a representative.
There's a ton of aromatics in
Coke Mercury.
Coke Mercury capsule.
Thank you.
Well, we're big fans of The Right Stuff motion picture.
Yes.
Which features, which specifically talks about, like, you know, the re-entry and what you need to do to re-enter the atmosphere is to have the bottom of your capsule needs to be able to burn up.
Oh,
so
no,
you don't
remember NutraSweet? I don't know if I ever had it, but I do remember it. Mm-hmm. We got some votes for Zevia ginger ale, yes.
Check.
Black cherry, okay, all right, yeah.
Check. Black cherry soda like Dr. Brown's, which uses the spurious sugars. Too bad. It's a good flavor otherwise. I like black cherry soda.
Errol, I can't read that comment.
The polyethylene terephthalate used to make the bottles leaks CO2.
Oh boy.
All CO2. The polyethylene terephthalate, normally known by its acronym PET, is in all of your soda bottles.
NASA sweet.
By the way, another term for polyethylene terephthalate would simply be polyester. Same stuff.
Polyester.
So I've actually seen men's suits that claim to be made out of recycled materials, and the recycled materials were 15 soda bottles because it's the same stuff.
Sherry says, I'd forgotten about the smell. Grandma worked at the Pepsi plant, and the plant bottled Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
love it.
Dr. P, baby.
NASA sweet.
Now, Dr. Pepper and Moxie, I believe, predate Coca-Cola on the market.
Yeah.
Probably by a year or two. And they're both just soda formulas from an era, from a heavy prohibitionist era, temperance era. And like, these things came on the market when people needed an alternative to things. So people were looking for an alternative to these things. Coca-Cola, I think, specifically was designed to ape an existing product and to be a headache remedy, which is why it contained so much caffeine and why it contained the coca leaf extract, which it no longer does. So at the end of the day, it was designed to be sort of a hangover cure.
This is, wow, science.
Science!
Sounds like you can help with the cube manufacturer. We got to do a cube. Maybe next week. The big cube will be our... Maybe we could like have an assignment.
I've already done the sugar cube in the cocktail thing. I'm just saying, there you go.
Oh yeah, no. I'm thinking we need to do like an acid themed.
Well, there's a bunch of acid in this
I enjoy
Coca-Cola over here.
And I need something to get my mind off of
what can I say?
So.
And of course, we've already had somebody say, science! So, there you go.
It will pass this along to you.
I will take it away from you.
Oh, PET is being phased out this year. Okay.
What is replacing PET? Because it's in everything and it's highly recyclable, so it's probably one of your better plastics to use.
Lisa says, so you can either wear it or store stuff in it than multifunctional. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, bing.
Fred says, oh, polyester suits are back. Well, they never went out for...
The simple fact is that polyester 100% sweats like mad. It's terrible. But actually a blend with other things like rayon, perhaps cotton, not such a bad idea. So it's not very recyclable, but neither is any clothing. So you got to bear that in mind.
Gettysburg Man will pass on the space-flavored Coke and up for a Rocket Pop Ice Pop. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, that's fun.
You're going to drink all those bubbles by yourself, aren't you?
I could not possibly do that right now. But I could.
He blinded me with science.
Science!
So much science.
Good heavens, Miss Sakamoto. I'm going to combine it up. I'm going to give myself...
What are you doing?
Some...
I got to write this down.
I'm just 75 in it. At this point in the broadcast, I'm just 75 in it. Nothing wrong with that. A little bit of the Renal, VSOP.
I called your drink 75 in it.
And a little bit of gin. Okay, that's weird.
That is weird.
Let's try it. See what we get. So brandy and
Ew.
gin. Brandy and gin together.
I gotta try this because that's disgusting so far. Okay.
It's not bad so far. You would definitely add. This is actually the Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin because, it was Valentine's Day. We decided to go with it. And what do I want for bitters here? Probably ginger.
Aromatic.
Aromatic?
Yes.
Okay, aromatic. Fine. Yeah, she's so suspicious.
I'm terrified of what you're doing. 3 dashes.
Yep. That was a pretty long dash. Definitely want to add a bit of sour to that. We're going to call that dash of sour. I need something else in there. Press and wrap roll.
I'm terrified of this drink.
She's not so sure.
So not sure. 1/4 ounce.
1/4 ounce April. April is very orange and bitter forward, so that's very good if you're subbing for an orange liqueur. It's sweet enough, but you've also got a heavy bitter hit, which counteracts all that. And you fill with your bitters. No. Fill with your bubbles.
Your chilled Prosecco.
We happen to have 75 in it. Don't criticize it. Let's see.
I won't criticize it till I've tried it.
Until you've tried it. I'm going to find my stir stick over here, and I'm going to give it a stir to make sure.
That's a straw.
Yes, it is. Also an excellent stir stick. There we go. Haven't even tried it. Let's see what we got.
That's good.
See?
I would not ordinarily combine brandy.
Gin brandy sounds bizarre.
Gin.
But this is the show where we try the bizarre so you don't have to.
Oh, I love this whole conversation
that's
happening on Facebook about the way the bottles are going. I love it. Okay, good.
Oh, what's happening with plastic bottles?
Yeah. Hi, Hugo.
Are they making plastic bottles out of corn? Because that's a popular thing, of course. Plastics from corn.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Safety Dance was a protest song. Okay. Did you know that?
I'd heard that the men sans chapeau were deciding that slam dancing was dangerous. So they came up with a different concept. I think, I knew plenty of people who slam danced back in the day, and so did I. And nobody ever really got hurt, unless you were at CB's, maybe.
Hugo says, I had a teen summer job at McD's and had to wear cue up the front acid green poly uniform.
Oh, boy.
April Spritz, that's a good name.
Plant-based bottles is what's happening. That's what I was postulating. Can you make your plastics out of soybeans? Yes. Corn? Yes.
April Spritz is a good name.
You can make your plastics out of linseed. That's a popular thing. Linseed oil would eventually make linseed putty, which was used for years as like a putty around windows.
Linseed putty. It sounds like someone's name, linseed putty.
If you just boil the the organic polymers long enough, they turn into rubbery stuff like a peanut butter. Well, that just makes putty, and that's a plastic. So there you go. You can make that out of that. If it's organic, then it's something that could really break down. You can dance
if you want to.
Well, if you want to.
Linseed putty sounds like a name.
It does, yeah.
Like Lemony Snicket or something.
The other thing about the plastics...
Oh, Sherry, you're not the only one here allergic to soy. I'm not going to give away anyone's personal information, but that's not that rare.
If you want to volunteer that, feel free to say so, because it should not be that unusual that people are allergic to soy, because more people are.
Yeah, it is a common allergy. You're right.
It's a very common allergy.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you are, and you look at a lot of processed food, you go, I'm in trouble, because bloody hell, everything uses soy products.
Yes.
And it's a pain in the
soy
tuchus.
is in everything.
I will say, as a person who enjoys food, I'm not exactly a foodie, but we enjoy different and good foods around here. We will cook with everything that we have available to us. Definitely soy products. And if I had an allergy to it, I'd be kind of screwed because it's in a hell of a lot of stuff.
I do look at labels for other reasons,
in a lot of
but
stuff.
yeah, soy's in everything.
You know, good, bad, or indifferent. It's all over the place, so you got to watch out.
No.
And if you're saying to yourself, well, I want to cut out meat. Well, soy's a big substitute. Oh, well, I can't do soy. Okay, what are you going to turn to next?
Yeah.
And then you look at bread. Bread might contain soy products. Oh, I can't take gluten. What's a big substitute? So you got to be really careful and read the labels. Yeah. Allergies are tough. I know.
Summer job on St. Pete Beach. Oh, in Florida. Oh, okay. Yep.
Not so bad, dude. I'm just saying that around this joint, when we have people over and parties and things, we like to accommodate varying diets. And I know that if people can't take this, I will tell them this one contains soy, this one has meat.
No, I like to avoid soy too because I have hypothyroidism and soy is not great for that. So
you bear that in mind.
I don't have an allergy, but I do kind of like, if I have a choice between soy and not soy, I'll go for not soy.
Because look, the classic alternative, if you're saying, oh, I want to cut down on the meat products, turn to soy products. Well, soy is extremely versatile. So that's why it's used so much. If you have an allergy, what a pain. Too bad. There are substitutes for that too, of course, which are very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric, I like a lot of vegetarian dishes.
You know, one should not be surprised because you're an omnivore, as we all are, as Homo sapiens, and you will eat whatever there is. All sorts of things are out there for you to eat, and vegetables are behind the list. You know, they're just there. And at the end of the day, what we're interested in is flavor and savor. So,
just looking at Elizabeth's comment. It's got a visual of Sweet D from It's Always Sunny dancing like a car dealership blow-up thingy. Soylent Green. It's people.
Lent.
It's people.
In the original novel, Soylent was soybeans and lentils. That's Soylent.
Oh, Amy, yes, that's your information to share.
No, you shared that. I'm not actually calling anybody out. If you want to,
no, I will never name anyone unless they want to be named.
No. Because what you have to deal with is what you have to deal with. I know that, like, it's a pain. If you go to a restaurant and you're like, well, what's in that? What's in this? And it's like, you got to know because
I won't ever divulge someone's information.
Restaurants are very loosey-goosey. I mean, everything's leaking from one griddle to the other. I don't know.
And people.
It's rough, and I sympathize because we like to take care of you when you're here. And you should be able to eat well.
Yes.
That's a very simple fact. So, in terms of, I totally spaced what I was about to say next about food. I don't know. It'll come back.
You also get a lot of soybeans in Oklahoma.
You don't say. Well, they're grown because they're a really cheap crop to grow and they're fairly profitable and you can do a lot of things with soybeans, including food products and also plastics. You can easily make plastics out of soybeans. And if you make organic plastics out of soybeans, you can say, hey, it's compostable. So that's a big thing these days. Well, that's a positive step because otherwise the stuff just ends up either in the land or in the oceans. And I'm like, plastics don't do anything for anybody in the ocean. So I say, remember that you can take all of your mixed plastics and make park benches out of them because, hey, there are plenty of spaces where you need benches. It's extremely durable in that configuration. But a lot of manufacturers of plastics are just like, use it once and throw it away.
I'm going to try just the Earl Grey bitters with the Prosecco.
With some bubbles.
See what I think. It might need a little something else. Don't overflow. Don't overflow. Don't do it.
You're doing okay?
Yep, it's not. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm tapping the glass. It didn't do anything, by the way.
It was fine.
You know, there are those who will tap the top of the soda can so it doesn't like overflow.
This is the same people who hit the elevator button repeatedly.
Yes, actually, it's the same exact people. It is. It's the same people who might take a cigarette and kind of pack it before you smoke it. That doesn't do anything
the soybeans. Okay, Errol's saying ate them like peanuts. Isn't that like edamame though?
Edamame are in fact soybeans.
That's and you could just pop those like peanuts.
You boil them or roast them, and you can eat them. If you roast them, I think they end up kind of dry.
Not edamame.
Edamame. Edamame roasted or like quite soft and quite good. If you can eat them, if you can't, well, that's a different problem.
If you can't eat them, don't.
If you can't, then don't. Allergies is allergies.
Don't do it.
Gluten and soy, not the same. Wheat versus soy. If you have problems with both, oh boy, these are the two greatest produced grains.
Towel, please.
And such in the States right now. They're in everything.
Yes.
If you're trying to avoid wheat, good luck.
Thank you.
If you're trying to avoid wheat and soy simultaneously, I don't know what you can eat.
No, gluten and soy are definitely not the same.
No, they really aren't.
Hold on, I'm falling behind. I try to make vegan dishes on occasion just because I love the challenge.
Mm-hmm. So we have an issue with eggplant from Lisa.
Okay.
I will say that
he's not a big fan.
Eggplant is extremely specific with me. And the real issue is the texture. So if you do that sort of like soft textured stuff from the Chinese restaurant, no way. But simultaneously, baba ganoush, I'll eat. It's bizarre. That's it. It's just very soft. If you take the slices and you drain them with salt, and then you bread and fry like in a sort of an Italian cutlet way, I'm good with that. So sort of an Italian eggplant preparation. And it's very strange. It's so specific. But I'm the same way with cauliflower. Like riced cauliflower,
okay.
No, it smells terrible. But the florets, I'm okay with.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that
try
good?
That.
Oh, let's try that out.
That's just the Earl Grey bitters from 1821 bitters.
It smells good.
2 droppers with just the Prosecco. It's really good. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Fairly low in alcohol. Mm-hmm. There's no base spirit there. You've got the bitters, which is not very much added to it in terms of alcohol, but a lot of flavor. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we ever had Maker's Mark off of our shelves, Elizabeth. It's wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting indeed.
Eggplant is a nightshade, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which means that the leaves are poisonous?
Fred says, can't do cauliflower. Polish childhood trauma.
Oh!
Oh, jeez.
What about stuffed cabbage? That's a very specific thing.
Oh, Sherry. Sherry says, oh, Sherry. I realize I just said that. I'm sorry. Before we figured out soy was the worst, I had to avoid dairy, gluten, and soy. This was before gluten-free and dairy-free was common. Oh, no. I called it the bacon and cocoa pebbles diet. Oh, jeez. I know, because I went gluten-free for like a year. Mm-hmm. And I realized that was not my issue.
Not your problem.
That wasn't the issue, but I know what you mean, because it was kind of before everything was gluten-free, so I get it.
Yeah. It really became a thing.
Gettysburg Man was saying, do we have any big trips planned for the warmer months?
We're
gonna definitely be at Ohana in June, but I want to do more.
We'll be at Lake George in the June when it will be warm.
We'll be there in the June.
In Le June, when it will be quite warm, and we'll be on the lake where it will be quite humid. And I'll be in that pool from time to time because, oh wow, that'll be the place to be. It might be really hot. We've had that be fantastically hot one day and about 40 degrees the next day. It's a lake. It's bizarre. Live with it. It's great. It's the summer.
All right. I was just...
Wouldn't be anywhere else.
I'm taking a crash course in filmmaking lately.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had a couple of drinks. So my guard is down. I'll just say that, like, Paul and I are starting a company to make films. Mm-hmm. And we're already going to be making one film. And it is really, 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 really stressful. So I need to get away. I got to get away from this place. So...
You need to get out of your mind.
I need to get out of my mind.
It's too much.
Because I'm making movies
It's
now.
too much, lady.
It's like, it's super stressful. But I can't wait for Ohana either, Fred. I cannot wait for Ohana.
You can't wait right now, being an upstate kind of guy, to have all this frost D, as in defrost, because it's been bugging me that my driveway was all covered
Sherry,
in
the
ice.
James Dean Festival. Are you friends with Greg from... Is that how we know you? From Greg? Recipes for Rebels? Oh my gosh, the James Dean Festival in Indiana. I would love to go to that. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's very cool. Greg is...
Fred, thank you.
We work with Greg basically
I'm
every year.
I'm gonna be hitting you guys up, not to give us money. I'm not gonna be
He's a lot of fun.
We will be crowdfunding, but I'm not gonna hit you up for money. It's as much as like just to follow us, to follow the film and share. Like really, even more than money, that's more valuable. So yeah, it's really stressful.
Will take support.
It's really stressful. He messed up my hair, didn't he?
I did not do anything of the sort.
Oh. Wait, Hans was just in a Lifetime movie? What?
Oh, really?
I gotta hear about this.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a Hallmark movie in the fall.
You were, and it was shown. We've actually seen it, and you can see her. Look carefully. Pretty hilarious.
I don't have any lines.
Some pretty big stars in that.
See me because I was mugging like crazy.
Well, smart gal. Want to stand out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I did. I turned on the charm because it was Hallmark.
Well, Hallmark was shooting next door. They were right, like up the pike from us. So you heard that call. You're like, yeah, I'll be background in that. That worked really well. It was actually a fun movie too. You know, it was all about a couple of musicians who were really growing apart. It's around Christmas time. Their kids are trying to get them back together. You know, that kind of stuff. Like yeah, a little heartwarming, but not treacly.
Frank introduced you. Oh, Sherry, I love it. I really want to get to the James Dean Festival. That sounds like it's so much fun.
It does
and
it well.
And we love Greg's book, and he's been amazing to us. So
no, he's gonna. He's a very particular focus, and he actually makes it work. And the book itself is just this.
Yes,
the book is this. It really redefines coffee table books. It's a big affair. He's got all sorts of contributions. It's really cool.
For a premiere. You guys are the best.
Oh,
you guys
Viva.
are just the best. Like, I'm just gonna hit you up just to even follow it.
I would do Viva in a minute.
Even more than like money or anything. Just like the support is amazing.
Viva is fantastic, and that would mean that we could actually check out that other Vegas bar that we haven't been to because we weren't there when it was open.
Fred. Yes. Were you in the one that oh God, what do they call it? I saw the casting notices for this. Oh hell.
Check it out.
I gotta check it out.
Don't count on memory or anything like that. Just check it out.
Yeah, I gotta. Was it the one about the Rockettes? I kept seeing the casting notices for this movie, and if I wanted to be really obnoxious, I could say that the casting notices were what's the when people discriminate based on size? They were sizist.
Sizist, yeah.
I could say they were sizist. Oh, was it a holiday spectacular? Was that what it was called? Because I kept seeing these casting notices for this Hallmark movie called A Holiday Spectacular, and it was about the Rockettes. But all of the casting notices were must not weigh more than 100 pounds or something. And I was it was some stupid. I'm exaggerating, but it was must not be bigger than a size 6. And it's like,
wow.
Yeah, it felt sizest to me.
Slightly sizest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But anyway. Oh, Hans knows the stress of making movies. Get in touch. Let's talk. We gotta talk, Hans.
Let's talk about stress here, Hans.
Heart of Glass with Revenge. Oh, the movie's Heart of Glass. Okay. All right. The first one, Hans, is going to be a short film. I think we have, okay, here, the current trajectory is...
Start small so you can finish it, and then go from there.
The current trajectory is 2 short films and then a feature.
Let's see if we can get that going.
Yeah.
A feature...
Because I've actually already started writing the feature, but then I wrote the short one, and then... I have an idea for another short one, and I think, well, if we do 2 short ones, get those under our belts, so to speak, then we can do a feature.
Good idea. Well, you've been in 3 features within the past year, so you've seen how these have been shot. They take a lot of time and a lot of days of shooting.
A lot of people.
And a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of
crew.
Really talented people.
Yeah.
I managed to work on one myself because I got sort of corralled into it, and it was a really good experience over 2 days, 3 days worth of shooting, actually. And it was a really professional production. I really enjoyed working with good people.
Yeah.
And when that comes out, we'll let you know because it was a fun subject. I thought it was really well done, and I would do the work again. However, I have already used up my vouchers, and I have to actually join the union.
If he wants to work on any more movies, he has to join SAG.
So I'm going to have to do that before anything happens. Well, that's not a terrible thing at all.
Portishead. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, a short film still requires a lot of stuff.
A short film is a large film on a shorter shooting schedule. Meaning you've got the same proportion of crew. You don't have to hire fewer people as much as you have to hire fewer of them.
Tiki and Frankie's. We got to get back to Vegas.
Yeah, Frankie's is...
It's been a while since we've been to Vegas, and we got to get back.
Frankie's is a classic joint that reminds me of nothing so much as Otto's.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
In a Vegas van. It is the only tiki bar I have ever seen that has slot machines in the counter.
Although
because it's Vegas.
I was going to say, it's the only one we've been to in Vegas.
Yeah. I got to think that Golden actually does it too, because it's Vegas, you know.
I don't know.
There's slot machines in the airport.
I don't know. I don't know. We got to get back to Vegas.
There are slot machines in the shuttle bus that takes you to the resort. You know, it's crazy. It's craziness.
The supermarket. Weren't you in a supermarket that had slot machines?
Yes, I was. And the airport, of course. There are slot machines everywhere.
Well, yeah.
I don't play the slots because I just lose my money in 5 minutes and I'm done. I don't care. But
Fred's going to go to Vegas.
I would play blackjack or poker, you know. Something with a little bit of skill I'd play.
Let me go anywhere. Oh, okay. Elizabeth's saying if you make a short film, check out Boulder City, Nevada. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Short Film Festival. That's exactly what. Thank you. That's exactly the information we need.
What they call it, the Damn Festival. Yeah. Well, we could certainly submit to that. You know, we
gotta make the film before we start submitting it to festivals. But yeah, we need festivals like
so many ideas
on a lower level than Sundance, because Sundance. Actually, I know someone who won an award at Sundance, but we're not there yet.
It's slightly large right now, so we will actually start a little.
Well, I'll start lower,
a little lower, and move on to larger.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
We'll do that.
It's hilarious.
Oh, and the films are screens at the Boulder City Theater, owned by Disney Arnaz Jr.
Oh.
I love it. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm gonna reach out.
We know what you're
I hope you don't
talking
think I'm
about.
weird, but I'm gonna reach out.
We know which Arnez you're talking about, and of course, an awards contender this past season was Becoming the Ricardos, which is highly entertaining.
Fred says, I like roulette. You have fun while gradually losing money. Isn't that just life, really?
My opinion of roulette has been you have fun while losing money every single play.
Boston has a few film festivals.
You don't say.
We will be all over you guys when we get this going.
For a couple of years, the Hoboken Film Festival lost its lease, and it was held at our local theater.
We could walk to it.
Literally. And the fact that we didn't do that means that I need to kick myself hard. But,
I know. But we need
at
films.
the time, we weren't doing what we're doing now.
We need festivals that do. It turns out making an actual film is a lot more, even a short film is a lot more involved than making a YouTube video. Just saying.
You've got to abide by the
Elizabeth,
rules,
thank you. I so appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, please. Yeah. These things are all real.
Eric, just please send it. Send anything. It's all good. It's all information. We appreciate it.
Info is good.
It's all important.
Info is good. We're doing this the same way that
Boston
does it.
It doesn't matter. We just need the info.
Yeah.
And we got to shoot the thing.
I'll take it.
And I got to make a budget.
And you got to shoot the
damn thing. And if you're a
thing.
film director.
What was that?
If you're a film director.
Call me. Don't call her. Just send
if
her
you're a director of photography.
DP, director.
I know.
Sound,
yeah, Fred is saying.
Sure.
I provided 90% of the props for a 5-minute short back about 10 years ago and took all day just to film.
Easy. 5 minutes.
I'm already thinking that this film
minutes.
is going to be 2 to 3 days of a shoot, and the whole thing is going to be like 10 minutes.
All of 10 minutes.
One set.
Yeah.
One set, and it's going to be a couple of days.
We shoot multiple takes on what we do as is. So when we start to shoot something that is 3 times the length of what we typically do, we're thinking of that.
And we're doing union.
We're thinking of that hard.
This is going to be union. This is going to be on the up and I'm union. I'm actually a member of SAG, so
she is.
I'm not going to not do union. So yes.
Big fun. I am not, but eventually I probably will need to be, one way or another.
So, we will be hitting you up to follow our progress, if you don't mind.
So you can see what's going on here in VLK land. We're trying to make larger products and projects on a regular basis because we just need to up level. And I know that our audience watching right now will appreciate it because we make things that you'd enjoy.
Well, it's okay.
Hmm?
I'm a drink and a half in, so I'm just going to say it. I had a Zoom reading of my script last Friday.
Also true, yeah.
A public reading. And it went fine. And, even though it's weird doing your reading on Zoom, my feedback was good, so we're going for it. He's just looking at me like, oh, yeah, whatever.
I am not. I did not have a response to that, so I'm hanging back.
Hans is asking about our filming location. We need one location, and it's the interior of a store. So if you know anyone who has a store we can shoot in.
Or a storefront that is abandoned, which is an increasing thing in the Hudson Valley, although not for long. We could use just something that could be completely dressed
Anyone
up.
who knows a store we could shoot in.
You got a landlord with an abandoned storefront? There's
Hi,
a lot of that in the area.
Good to see you, and thank you.
That should not be hard to figure out.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to shoot a movie.
Oh, it's all location scouting and production and pain in the ass. This is the thing. We make it work.
And if anyone knows a store we could shoot in, please let me know. But it has to be kind of a crappy store. Like if it's a lovely boutique, it won't work.
No,
it has to be kind of a.
We're better off if it's an abandoned storefront and the landlord is like, I could make $10 on this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to pay more than that. But like, if this is
the
actually
crappier the store,
crummy and dusty to start with and horrible, good. Because we could figure out the scenics and they could take care of it.
Fred, yes, you are speaking our language. Thank you. Yep. Abandoned storefronts.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we need.
The simple fact is we have them in the backyard. I think Sullivan County has done that stuff. We have a ton of
Hans,
stuff here.
we're in upstate New York.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Hudson Valley.
Hudson Valley, a.k.a. Hollywood on the Hudson, is...
Yes, Hollywood on the Hudson.
...going bang these days. And I'm really glad with that because that's fantastic. It's good for us.
But it's a union shoot. Union actors. Union whatevs.
Hey, look, we're abiding by the rules because this is a real thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep going.
Yep.
As things get closer and closer, we'll tell you about it. But
they're not close now.
Not so close.
They're far now. But Elizabeth, thank you. I will definitely look. I appreciate it.
Please, much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
There are many ways of getting in touch with us. Please use them all. If you have any ideas.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, how far are you willing to travel for the storefront? Yes, Hudson Valley Living, Christy. Thank you. Yes.
Hey. HV, baby.
Gettysburg Ma'am, we will travel. We will travel to make this work. So if you have a location that is perfect, we might be able to make this work.
I feel like we could find a storefront in our downtown area, which is still a little depressed.
Except we're going to have to fill it with stuff.
Well, that's up to the scenics. You would do that anywhere.
Whom we have to pay.
I'm not concerned. We're paying everybody. I'm not concerned about that either. So, talk to us.
Yeah.
If somebody has an abandoned store which is still full of product, okay, yeah, fantastic. I don't think so. We're going to be hiring the professionals to make this thing look the way it's supposed to, and we go from there.
Not a scenic.
And we actually have. You were working with actors in a stage reading, which was very good. I think you really responded, and you will actually continue to hold auditions from that.
Yeah.
And then professionals from there,
Yep.
I know people who are professionals in the union, and I would frankly start with them and say, who wants to work for this level of project? And then we go from there. But it's not a freebie, it's a paying gig. So we go from there.
I don't expect anyone to work for free.
No.
Except
myself.
As a union member, I don't expect anyone to work for free.
Except myself.
Yeah, except myself. I'll be working for free. But everyone else.
Pay myself zero.
No, Fred says, the more you talk, the more I think of Troy. I love it.
I think Troy has fantastic potential because that's like 2 hours north of us. Not a big deal.
Amy. All right. Yeah, I think we just need to move up the river. That sounds like prison, but you know what I mean. They went up the river.
Up the river from us, literally, is Ossining, New York.
No, that's lower down the river.
Oh, they're lower than us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're downriver. And you know what's in Ossining?
But you know what he means.
Yeah.
Up the river sounds like prison. Which brings me back to Anna.
And the grifters of our time are fascinating.
Yeah.
As it is. If you want to make a...
Wait, Errol, okay, hold on. My coworker lives in Pahuska, Oklahoma. His wife's store was used in the movie Killers of the Flower Moon due to come out.
Oh, hello.
You know, people shoot movies everywhere now. It's like...
Do you have a good location?
You do not need to be in Hollywood or even New York anymore. Like, it's...
Why bother?
Atlanta, Hawaii, like
stupid expensive.
Everywhere. No, people are shitting movies everywhere now. Yeah. Love it. I think that's great.
That's just fantastic for the industry in general, and for people who, wherever they are.
Francis, you might want to film there, but you don't want to live
there. Right now. When Troy becomes hot stuff, you're in good shape.
Is that are you signaling me?
I am not, but is it that time?
I'm just asking you.
It might be. I think we're out of bubbles.
Oh, wait, what? I hardly get any. There's a little bit more.
All right, you can have the bubbles.
I feel like I hardly got any.
What a shame.
There's more than you thought, but...
Oh, good.
But I'll still kill it. How many actors, extras, and backgrounds will be needed? We need 5... Well, I'm one of the actors. So we need 4 other actors. We need... Besides me, don't count me. Besides me, we need 2 women, 1 man, and 1 boy. So, yeah. Besides, count me out. 2 women, 1 man, 1 boy.
And that's it.
That's it.
Easy peasy.
I hope it's easy peasy.
Oh,
good night. Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii would rock. Good night, Fred.
Fred, I have to go back to work tomorrow myself, and I will not pretend, although I probably should.
I have a meeting in the morning.
You do. And I have meetings at various times during the day. I will see.
I have a meeting where it's like, oh, don't worry. We're not going to ask you for anything. Oh, by the way, are you ready to present?
Nah.
It's going to be like that, so.
Big fun.
I got to go get it ready.
Yeah, big fun. Well, it's been a fantastic couple hours with you.
It has.
All here. Some of you will see in not too much time, actually.
I know, in real life.
And some of you will see in a little more time. It's not too much time either.
Oh, good night, everyone.
It's been a fantastic time here talking about a lot of drinks with rye and bubbles and tequila bubbles, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
We had some fun. I had some fun with the Esquire Drink Book, which is actually a lot of fun. If you can find a copy of that used online, you should be able to find that for not too much. It's not some crazy book. It sold a few copies.
It's not some crazy book.
Oh.
It's like,
not some
it's a non-crazy
crazy
book.
Rarity out there. But
hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, you sold the old house. Well, yay. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Aww.
It's fantastic. And as always,
thank you for joining us. We love you guys so much. This is like really a highlight of our week. So,
well,
thank you for being here and sharing it with us.
Without the audience, we are broadcasting to a wall. And that is all you need to know about that. But with an audience, we're able to reach all of you, which is fantastic. And so many great ideas are just circulating. We're talking about many, many things here. Please, talk amongst yourselves. Talk to us. Send us messages. We'll respond. Great stuff. And as always, in no time at all, we will see you soon.
Good night.